Hey everybody, I am Chef Jason Hull, the Director of Culinary Services at Marin Country Day School in Marin County, California. I have a very special guest, my old friend, Miguel Villarreal, who is the Interim Executive Co-Director of National Farm to School Network. Happy Farm to School Month.
Thank you. Yes, it is. It's great to see you too. It's been a while.
It's been a while, but we're back at it.
Yeah.
It's catching up on a lot of old times. And we were just talking about my program here. This is our culinary farm. This is one of our 3 gardens and greenhouse. We also have chickens. But to kick off a conversation about Farm to School month of October, we were talking about how we connect my students here at Marin Country Day School with their lunch. So the Culinary Farm program was started many years ago now to teach kids about where their food comes from and how to grow food and why that's all important, right? The food that they grow here in the gardens at school, they see most of it in our lunch program in one form or another. And so when I think of farm to school, I think of school gardens as a connection to farm to school.
Absolutely.
As well as the local farmers that we use a lot of local farmers here in Northern California. We're lucky in that way that we have many local producers helping feeding our kids in the best possible ways for them and the planet. When it comes to National Farm to School, Miguel, what does your work entail, and how does National Farm to School work with districts across the country?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So what we do is we're a connector. We connect school districts from around the country looking for best practices.
Yes.
So how did they source local food from their farmers? What about their education programs? What are they doing to connect with their teachers? How are they connecting with their parents? How are they connecting with the extended community? And so basically that's what the National Farm to School Network does in a nutshell. Pun intended.
Yes, it's super expansive.
It's super, and in addition to all that, we also do advocacy.
Yes.
Advocacy at the national level, advocacy at the state level. As you know, one of the things that we're really proud of is the fact that we now have universal meals.
Yes.
So National Farm here in California, and of course about 6 or 7
states following that trend, and hopefully more come on board.
Absolutely,
right?
And that was such a critical step for the school food service programs. To even the playing field, if you will, to allow all children. You know, we've been talking about inequities in the school food service programs for a long time.
Sure.
So making sure that all children have access to food was critically important. It's a social
justice hot point.
Absolutely. Yeah. But the next step is the things that you've been working on, some of the things I worked on, and as we talked about, a handful of school food service directors. We say we have some exceptional programs around the country working with bringing in local foods into the schools. But how do we make that the rule? And that's across the country. And that's where we're working with organizations. The National Farm to School Network is connecting with partners and looking at best practices and trying to expand these programs so we can take a program like yours and make sure that others see the benefits and the way you're connecting with kids, the way you're connecting with your teachers, with your community, and with just the community at large.
Yes, I love that idea of making it the rule for schools across the country to partner with local farms, right? That would just change everything. It would change our food system. We'd feed our kids better in schools.
Yeah.
And way back when we both started at our schools, and you were at a public school and I'm at a private school, you gave me so much inspiration when I was reading your articles about who's this guy Miguel procuring the local fresh vegetables and fruits from our local farmers, and that really inspired me to do what I'm doing here and what I've built here the last 20 years.
Good.
So I think the inspiration always goes both ways, and I think if we can inspire the rest of the country to take some of these practices that you were talking about and share them out and inspire people to do these things, it really is easier than people think. And at the end of the day, we're really feeding our kids in the best ways, healthy for their bodies, healthier for the planet, and that's always the goal.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you touched on something that's so important to this work that we're doing, and that is, the job you and I were doing is important. But we were doing that because we were building relationships.
Yes.
We were building relationships in our own communities, with our teachers, with our parents, with our extended community.
Yeah.
And so the National Farm to School Network at a national level works in that capacity. So, but unless people are in the know, they don't know what's going on around the country. So one of the things that the National Farm to School Network offers is free membership. At farmtoschool.org, you can sign up as a member. You get a weekly newsletter. It keeps you whether you're a food service director, or whether you're a teacher, a parent, or a school board member, or a superintendent, or just a part of the community, it keeps you in the know as to what we're doing to do the things that you're talking about, to pull us all together and address the values that we all cherish, and that is making sure that children are healthy, making sure that we're supporting our employees that are working in our kitchens, make sure we have we're providing an economic value to our community, we're supporting our farmers, and we're looking at ways to address farming in a more sensible way. You talked about regenerative farming.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Hitting on all the great notes. And, I hope everyone had a great Farm to School month this year in 2024. But we all look forward to working together, building relationships, feeding our kids better in schools, because it takes all of us working together to feed kids in schools.
Absolutely. Thank you. And thank you for the work that you've been doing all this time.
No, thank you, my friend.
Yeah.